What's up guys, and thank you so much for watching another video from Sterling Tech guys. Just a quick video for you. This is the Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge. Launched way back in 2015 guys. It was one of the most premium phones in its time and still up to date. Remains one of my all-time favorite phones, one of the classic phones made by Samsung in its day. Top of the range, it was a glass sandwich with a glass back in its time. The internals were rocking the Exynos 7420, the octa-core 64-bit processor with the Mali GPU, and 3 gigabytes of RAM, 128 GB of non-expandable storage. Super AMOLED display, typical Samsung fashion, 1440p display with 577 pixels per square inch. And the picture was absolutely amazing guys. It was super smooth, super crisp, the colors were sharp and vibrant as you'd imagine. Now in its day there was a lot of uproar because this was the first Samsung Galaxy with a non-expandable battery, removable battery, and also no SD card storage capacity, so you could not put in an expandable SD card. But eventually people did get used to it because obviously they sacrificed the expandable battery to make it a glass sandwich, to make it thinner, and to make sure that it would retain its classic looks rather than give it an extra space for the battery to be inserted in the back. Now very thin in its day guys, only 6.8 millimeters wide. Even by today's standard, it's actually a very thin phone. Feels really good to hold in your hand. At the bottom, as you'd expect, you've got the classic speaker at the bottom, which is not one of the best places to put it, but again, unless you cover it with your finger, it's sufficient and gives you plenty of good sound. Also, the charging port was at the bottom and the headphone jack as well. Now, one of the downfalls of this phone in its time would have been the because it was so shiny at the back guys. It was a very slippery phone in its day, so it was very easy to lose track of it. It sometimes ended up falling out of your pocket as well, so you needed to put a skin on it fast in order to give you a bit more better grip. Apart from that, multitasking was amazing. You could swipe through apps, swipe through tasks without any hesitation. It was a very fast, still is actually, even though 5 years old, it still is a very fast phone. Multitasking button on the left hand side of the screen, classic Samsung function, and your home button was in the middle, in the center, and your back key on the left hand side, just to bring you back. Again, it also had the update feature as well if you wanted to have a read through your morning briefings as well. So swipe on your right hand side, swipe back to your home screen again classic Samsung fashion. And for gaming, we also found it, because of the screen, such an amazing and vibrant OLED screen from Samsung back in its day. This was 5 years ago. It still actually looks very decent and very good to hold in your hand today guys. Simply the best OLED screen in its time, 5.1 inches wide. It was big, it was bright, it was beautiful. Multitasking with zero lag was not an issue for this phone. TouchWiz, the screen inside, wasn't the prettiest in its day, but then again, it was highly customizable. Even today guys, you can put in a custom keyboard, you can put in custom launcher, custom icons, you can customize the theme to make it your own. Double tap the home button to open the camera in under 1 second guys, so that was an amazing unique feature. There we go, double tap the home button and you've got the camera in 1 second. And talking about the camera guys, that was one of the absolute high points of this phone in its day. Simply rocking. It had such an amazing powerful lens at the back. So we had a 16 megapixel lens at the back, with the 16 megapixel sensor with the f1.9 aperture with optical zoom stabilization, 4K video. That's right guys, 4K video back in 2015 with LED flash. This was one heck of a camera in its day. Also, simply the best camera, blew away the competition even by today's standards. People would just give it the edge over the iPhone 6 Plus because of the 4K stabilized video, which the iPhone didn't have at the time. Battery life, as you would expect, was sacrificed due to the fact of it being so thin, and they decided to put a non-removable back at the back. But then again, you did have fast charging and wireless charging, which actually made up for some of the loss of battery life, as you'd expect. I mean, this phone is 5 years old guys, but even by today's standards, I find it quite decent. I can get about 2.5 hours screen time, on screen time, playing games, which is still actually quite good for what it is at the time. And even today's standards, 2.5 hours screen time is not too bad at all. Even obviously the newer phones give you a much more better longer battery life than this would have done back in 2015. But even then, the colors are saturated, they're vivid, they're intense. The 4K display is actually the game winner for this phone. I mean, even by today's standards, you hold it up to something like an S9 or an S10, it still actually is quite decent value for money. Now, the Achilles heel for this phone at the moment, guys, these are just so cheap to buy. If you're looking for a good quality phone, it's got an awesome 16 megapixel camera, it's got 4K LED built-in flash, 4K stabilization video, you've got a 4K decent 5.1-inch screen, and this phone is actually under £100. I mean, for a good one, you maybe 110, 115 pounds, which is damn good value if you ask me. I mean, in dollars, I would say about maybe $125, $125, $130. But for the quality you're getting, still a very decent processor. You're getting 3 GB of RAM. It's a very thin phone, very elegant, stylish, and because of the chamfered metal casings at the side, it still actually feels very good to hold in your hand. It's a very elegant, very good feeling phone to hold in your hand, and again, all this for maybe £100, which is very cheap compared to some of the more expensive phones out there today. So the conclusion of my I'm still actually using it even 5 years later. I still make videos with it, upload YouTube videos with it sometimes. I've got newer phones, but I've sort of thought I've got a soft spot for this phone. I always did have, and it's just a genuine quality product in its time. So in conclusion, guys, best 4K video in any Android phone in its day, still holds its own against some of the much newer phones. Best OLED screen in any phone of its day, period. I would rate this as an awesome timeless classic. If you're on a tight budget, you're looking for a decent camera, a decent picture size, a good 4K screen, then £110 gets you something like this Galaxy S6. In my humble opinion, an excellent timeless classic phone. Obviously, it's not going to be able to hold on to things like your iPhone 10s and your iPhone 11 Pros, but then again, for a fraction of the price, a tenth of the price, I would say it's still an amazing phone. If you're on a tight budget, Galaxy S6 or Galaxy S6 Plus Edge, Galaxy S6 Edge still provides excellent value for money. Guys, thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed this review. I hope you enjoyed. We're just going to play a quick trailer for, even things like YouTube videos. I found the quality of the sound and the quality of the image being a 4K obviously display, it actually shines. Watching videos, watching movies on this phone, even watching Netflix, I find is quite an enjoyable experience. Bear in mind it's 5 years old, but you still get the 5.1-inch screen, you get 4K resolution, and you get HDR, the darker contrast between the whiter whites and the darker backgrounds. It still provides such an amazing picture and sound. And don't forget, guys, this is 5 years old and it's still such an amazing piece of technology to hold in your hands. It's such a great phone, simply timeless classic. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this review, please be kind to hit the like button on your way out. Please be kind enough to subscribe. We're a small channel, we rely completely on your support, guys. Honestly, we thought we wouldn't last a month, but we managed to get this far with your help. Thank you so much for watching. Please look after yourselves and have a really nice day. There you go, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed this beautiful phone, 5 years old and still looking so good. Please be kind enough to hit the like and subscribe button on your way out. Thank you so much and have a really nice day.